And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
It's a common expression, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. However, what if the horse's mouth is filled with useful insurance tools? This is the exact case with the Geico app. Yes, the app is free and therefore a gift horse. However, look inside the app and behold, emergency roadside assistance, digital ID cards, bill pay. Get the Geico app. Look it in the mouth. Get amazing services. Thank you.
Hello?
Started. Hi, welcome to the Living in Partnership with Spirit show. I'm Ingrid Turner, your host. I am so happy to be here with you today. Okay, so during these shows, what do we get to do? We get to share the spiritual energies forecast for the week, and I will discuss, dissect, and elaborate on the divine messages I receive from Spirit. So I have special shows once a month in addition to my regular shows where it's usually just me. And during these special shows, I feature a panel of expert guests to go in depth on topics. And this next special will be Tuesday, August 29th, last Tuesday of the month, and we're going to have a medium meetup. So that means that we'll be discussing medium topics. And this time, we're going to talk about the transition from our physical bodies to the afterlife and what that looks like and what that's all about from the people who hear about it firsthand from Spirit. Okay, so another thing I like to make really clear before I dive into our topic today is that there's no special reason that I receive the messages that I do from Spirit, except that I'm fiercely open to it and fiercely committed to this lifestyle. It doesn't make me any better or any worse than you or anybody else. It just makes me really open, and it's the life that I have chosen to live. And I am profoundly grateful to find myself in a position in life where I am able to receive with such clarity and spend my life sharing my experience with these messages with you. So thank you so much for being present with me, for allowing me to share Spirit's wisdom and advice with you. So your job is simple. You take what you hear and you hold on to what resonates deeply with you, and you let the rest go. Creation is big enough for all of it, and I'm here to help you connect with what works for you. The path guides you straight to the divine. I don't prescribe a dogma for you. I just share what I get, and I share it in the clearest way I know how. Now, if you would like to know more about me and work with me one-on-one, you can find me online at ingridhturner.com. That's INGRID. H as in healing, Turner, TURNER.com. I offer a whole bunch of ways to connect to Spirit directly for you. I like to fit into as many needs and budgets as I can, so my readings start at $25 for an email reading. So check out my website, learn more about me and what I do there. You can also connect with me through my Facebook group. It's called Living in Partnership with Spirit, so it's the same name as this show. You'll just plug that into Facebook search and it'll pop right up. We're 1,400 strong and building a lively and vibrant community. So it's not just me you get to connect with. It's a whole bunch of us who are here committed to this lifestyle in whatever fashion that makes the most sense for us. So you'll glean a lot of wisdom. You can ask questions. You can share your own wisdom. We're happy to let you share your wares and your events, and you can hear about what else is going on with other people online or in your area. So let's kick off our show with a definition of living in partnership with Spirit. So this is subjective, and whatever it means to you is perfectly fine, but I'd like to share with you what it means for me. For me, it means to commune with the divine on a constant basis, living from a place of feeling and intuition, which for me means that I live with a lot less anxiety, a lot more certainty and trust in my life. And ultimately, for me, living in partnership with Spirit means living my highest purpose in this body on this planet. So this show explores different themes, topics, and paths to living in partnership with Spirit, and we dive into the many ways by which human beings communicate and experience and work with Spirit in our daily lives. Okay, we're getting into it now. Thank you so much again for joining me, and let's start with the spiritual energies forecast for the week. So I will tell you, if you join my Facebook group, the Living in Partnership with Spirit, I release these on Monday morning. I do a live video, or sometimes I'll write it out. Sometimes I'm not able to do a video for one reason or another. But if not, I type it out and I give you the written spiritual energies forecast. And I'll go over it today. And the first thing I want to do is read something. And you can hear me shuffling through papers, my little notebook here, because I'm a little unprepared. I was going to do it, and then I didn't. But I want to read this to you because I went camping this weekend with my family, and it was just fantastic. And I was able to unplug and disconnect, and it was, when you unplug from technology and the modern world and you get out into nature, magical things happen and magical things come through. And I was with my family, and my guy and I were playing a game of dominoes. That's our thing. We play dominoes. My son says it's very nerdy of us, but we like it. And as we were, getting into this dominoes game, I got this download, and I had to stop, turn, and start writing something down. My partner's looking at me like maybe I'm a little bit crazy, but he does that a lot, and he loves me anyway. So I wrote this down, and it really relates to the spiritual energies this week. So I'll start with this, and then I'll go into the day by day, what I've got for you, the energetics for the next week, day by day. So it's, when everything is possible, nothing either is certain. If you crave certainty, demand certainty, you lose possibility. Sit here with me then in the uncertain abyss. Float with me across the desolation. Breathe in the dark. Where can you go when you let go of the certain edge and drift across the divide? What if you just didn't care? Whoa, even when I read that message, I get chills running down my spine. So how does that relate to the energies this week? Well, we're starting off with that possibility. Monday especially, Monday, Tuesday, today, that possibility. Everything is possible. And we're not so worried about the uncertainty because we're basking in the possibility. And we end the week on Sunday with our need, or our false need for certainty, coming up and slapping us in the face. And that's okay, because the pendulum has to swing. That's the universe. The universe is balanced. And as much as I would love to say everything is wonderful and great and always positive, in a sense that's true, because every experience is divine, but our experience of that experience is up and down, and it's across the whole spectrum of emotions. So yesterday was a 10 of Cups day. I pulled some cards for us for the week to give us something to follow along with. The 10 of Cups is about happily ever after, and everything lined up in your emotional world and your physical world, and happy families and happily ever after. It's a beautiful card. Yesterday was a great day to relax and enjoy the day and just let things be easy. Don't you love it when things get to be easy for a little bit? And that's what you get to enjoy today. Any rumbling of anxiety, you can just ignore that. You can just let that go. You don't have to do that on Monday. Monday was a good day for that. Now, interestingly, in the Living in Partnership with Spirit group, in the afternoon, I had one of our members posted, "Whoa, did you guys feel that energetic zing?" And me and a bunch of other people said, no, we're just feeling mellow. Wow, what's going on? And then that night, somebody else posted and said, "Oh, I just felt it." And so the energy shifted. And it shifted in different places for different people to the Tuesday energy, which is the Ace of Wands energy. The Ace of Wands are about spirituality, and they're about entrepreneurship, and they're our energy and energy moving forward. And the Ace is such a great card. It's a yes card. It's a new beginning on a profound energetic level. It's new ideas. It's new business opportunities, new spiritual direction. There's something vivacious about the energy of the Ace of Wands, and that's what we're feeling into today, is real possibility of what we can do, what direction we can go. There's a lot of stuff turning up, a lot of feelings turning up around this Ace of Wands energy. So it's a day of creativity today, a creation day. So enjoy that. Aces are the seed. So you're not necessarily looking at a whole lot of action or a whole lot of physical creation, but energetic and mental creation happening and ideas popping up. So enjoy this today. Enjoy the energy. A lot of us start to feel very antsy if we're not doing, because human beings in our culture, we're conditioned to, you're only successful when you're doing, which we'll actually get into later on in this show as we dive into our topic for the day. But you don't have to be doing today to be creating, if that makes sense, okay? All right, tomorrow is an interesting, again, the pendulum swings. We go forward with the Ace of Wands, and what is possibility? And then, whoom, we're swinging into the past tomorrow. The past is the Six of Cups day. So the Six of Cups is about your childhood, the foundation you built in childhood upon which you live your life now. It's about nostalgia and memories, and these can be happy memories or they could be more difficult memories. It depends on how your childhood went. But Wednesday is an amazing day. Things are going to come up from the past. You're going to remember things. And like I said, this may be pleasant, this may be less pleasant, but you're going to remember things, and you're going to have the opportunity to remember something or become aware of something from your childhood, maybe an inherited belief or an inherited belief around how you're supposed to live, or even around a specific situation that you remember, or something that's come up in your life, a situation that's come up in your life and where you're living now, what you really believe about that. And you're going to have the opportunity to examine those beliefs from a more objective adult point of view rather than a very subjective childhood point of view, and decide whether this is something you want to continue to carry with you or not. Does this belief serve you? Does the memory serve you? What your experience of that memory serve you? So Thursday is a great day because we're going to start moving forward. Where Tuesday was a day about creativity, and really get new ideas. Wednesday was about revisiting what doesn't work for you or what does work for you based on your childhood and your past experiences. Thursday is okay, we're moving forward now. Thursdays are the days that we all in the Western world love this kind of energy because it's like productive action energy. And when we're in action, we feel like we're really doing something worthwhile. Now, the truth is you're always doing something worthwhile. You're always making headway when you're working with the universal energy, but it's hard for most of us to kind of get past the get past the need to be doing in order to feel like you are worth a damn, right? So Thursday is a great day for that energy. So enjoy that energy. It's what we subscribe to, and so there you have it. Friday is another great day energetically. Friday is the day of creation. So the Chariot, Thursday is the day of doing, and Friday is the Mother of Wands. And the Mother of Wands is about creating your own reality, creating the form around you that gives you the best possible feeling. And we touched on this last week in the topic about manifesting and using your feelings to create your environment, right? So Saturday and Sunday is where things start to get a little bit, where the pendulum starts to swing again. So we go from all the possibility and the creation and the action, and what a week. Saturday and Sunday are going to be really good days for you to spend some time by yourself. Saturday is the day of Ace of Cups day, which means it's about self-reflection and understanding yourself and what your passions are, and self-love. Now, what comes up when we start digging into self, a lot of times our stuff comes up. So Sunday is the day, the end of the week, where we kind of get slapped with that need for certainty and need for security. Sunday is a Five of Pentacles day. Five of Pentacles, that card typically relates to financial disaster, or changes in your financial setting that are very, very uncomfortable. Pentacles are also about our physical world, our physical resources, and not just money, but, your home and your car, all the things that you need to get around in your physical world. So the Five of Pentacles, that energy is going to show up and give you a little bit of a smack in the face. And depending on how you're doing with your need for certainty, that will affect you to varying degrees. All right. So there's the spiritual energies forecast for the week. And if you have any questions about that, I encourage you to visit the Facebook group, Living in Partnership with Spirit. Go ahead and join. It's a closed group, so anything you post in there is only seen by group members, and you need to be approved to join. But if you have any questions, please go to the group and ask about it, and I will give you an answer. And there are many other psychic, spiritual, mediums, teachers, healers in that group who can dive in and help give you clarity as well. It's a really great place to go if you have any questions. That's Living in Partnership with Spirit on Facebook. Okay, so after this next segment, I will be taking calls. There are several of you waiting. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you. I just want to get through our topic uninterrupted, and then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to take calls, and you can ask me about what we talked about today, about the topic, or you can call in for a mini reading. That's great too. So if you're listening online and you want to call in, the phone number is 657-383-1895. That's 657-383-1895. And those of you on the line now waiting, go ahead and press 1 right now to get yourself in the queue. And then as I finish up this topic and start taking calls, I will get to you one by one at a time. Okay, in the order received. Okay, so what's our topic today? Manifesting. We've been talking about manifesting for the last couple of episodes. We've talked about what is manifesting as a spiritual practice, taking it into a deeper level, getting spiritual with our manifesting, not just like, I want the car, I want the house. And you can have all of these things in your spiritual manifesting too. But spiritual manifesting gives you true happiness. It gives you truly, truly, truly what your heart's desire is. And we don't know what that is most of the time. We're so stuck on the form, and that's what we talked about the next time, is really talking about the form versus the feeling, which is the last show, and talking about how our desires limit what is possible for us. So our job has been to identify, okay, this is what I think I want. I think I want the red Corvette, but how do I think that will make me feel? And what you really want is not necessarily the Corvette, but how you want to feel, that happy feeling that you believe that the red Corvette will get you. And I know that's a really fast summary, but if you want to listen in more detail and you haven't heard from those last two shows, go on Spreaker.com, that's Spreaker.com/Goldilocks Productions, that's Goldilocks with a Y. Look for the Living in Partnership with Spirit show, and those will pop right up, and you can look at the last 2 weeks if you want to catch up with us, if you're new to the show. So today we're going to be moving to the resistance and receiving, resistance versus receiving. So you hear a lot when you hear about the law of attraction, you hear about manifesting, you hear about resistance and what is resistance. And resistance seems really self-evident. It's when you are refusing something or resisting something or against something or afraid of something. You know, there are some obvious things that we know are resistance when we're in a lot of fear, when we have that paralyzed by fear feeling. And we know that but I want to talk about, hello, I'm back. Okay, words are hard today. So I want to talk a little bit about how sneaky resistance can be, because resistance is really pervasive. And like I talked about earlier, you know, tomorrow's a really good day to dive into this, actually, because a lot of our resistance comes from our inherited beliefs about ourselves. And if you pay attention to your body, sit quietly and pay attention to your body, you're going to be able to feel areas of tension or something is a little bit off. Maybe you didn't feel when you were real small or had, developed later in life. That's resistance hanging out in your body. For me, I feel it in my shoulders. When I feel tension in my shoulders and in my neck, I know I'm in resistance, and that's a really important indicator for me. But it took me a long time to even realize that I had that tension in my body, that I had that resistance running. So start to pay attention to your body, and you'll be able to feel when you're in resistance. Now, resistance can also, it looks like self-doubt. It looks like overly humble, or even overly prideful, overly optimistic, or overly, yeah, I'm going to do it. And you're talking yourself up and you're like, this is a for sure thing. But underneath that, you're really resisting your fear. You see what I mean? So resistance is resisting resistance too. Like I said, other people's opinions and inherited beliefs, a lot of times this comes from our parents, who 9 times out of 10 do not have any intention of, pouring resistance onto us or having us grow up to be resistant because of how they feel, not about what they do, but their life and about life in general. It's your inherited beliefs about money. It's your inherited beliefs about what you're supposed to do in your life, whether you're supposed to get up and get a job and go to work and support your family, or pursue your dreams and do something completely different and bust out of the box. It over other people's beliefs and opinions are a big piece of this really sneaky resistance that can be pervasive, that can keep us held down, held back from creating the life we want to live. So start to pay attention to that as well. And like I say, tomorrow, Wednesday, is a 6 of Cups day, and it's a really good day to start dive into that and identify that. You're going to be able to have a much more objective point of view tomorrow, which is really helpful for overcoming and releasing other people's and our culture's inherited beliefs and opinions. So overworking and exhaustion is a big one with resistance. You remember how I talked about how doing, we're in a culture of do, and unless you are doing, you are not achieving. But the do action in itself is not resistance, of course, and especially that inspired action when you're up and you're doing it for the love of the thing and you can't stop because you're so exhilarated and you're having so much fun with what you're working on and what you're creating. But that overworking, that exhaustion, that showing up at the end of the day and all you're able to do is sit down and put your feet up and watch mindless television, that's resistance right there. That means you have spent your day in resistance to what you are doing. And this shows up when we are when we're doing work we don't like, or we feel like we can't do what we want to do, or when we feel like we're not allowed to do what we want to do. So again, going back to other people's opinions and inherited beliefs. It also looks like procrastination, but here's the thing, it's resisting procrastination is the resistance. Procrastination is a really important part of the creative process, and that's what you're going to be looking at today, and even yesterday with the sort of that more low-key energy. Is not necessarily getting a lot done, but there's a lot going on the inside. There's a lot going on energetically, and yet we're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing. So then you start to resist your procrastination. You start to feel bad about not working, like you should be working, and that's where the resistance comes in and tightens you up and gets you all balled up and creates difficulty in allowing all the wonderful things that wish to come to you to enter into your energetic sphere. And one of the biggest, in fact, I would say the biggest form of resistance that is really sneaky is hanging on to the form, hanging on to your desire, insisting on energetically and intellectually and emotionally insisting on something very, very specific, maybe something getting to you in a specific way, or getting a specific object or a specific job or a specific person, really hanging on to that form. And you can sit there and talk yourself into like, I am manifesting this because I'm thinking about the form, I'm writing about the form, I'm doing affirmations around the form, this is what I want, this is how I want it. And we don't even realize that we've limited our possibilities exponentially by hanging on to the small little piece we think will make us happy, what we think will give us the feeling that we want and make our lives better. So when you find yourself doing that, you can revisit the exercise we did last week, and let me just go over this one more time. It's converting our form to feeling. So it's listing the form, your desire, at the top of a piece of paper, and writing down the feeling you believe that thing or that situation will provide for you. That's a really important precursor to what I'm going to show you today. So again, I encourage you to go to last week's podcast where we talked about feeling versus form, and listen to that in more detail so you get a better hang of it, a better idea. Okay, so what on the other side of resistance, I know that's a bummer of a topic, and you're like, oh my God, how do I get out of resistance, right? Okay, so here's how you do it. You get into energetic receiving, not physical receiving. We're like, oh, I'm getting all kinds of goodies. You have to get to the energetic receiving first, okay? Because we've got to undo the little tightly wound up pieces of resistance that are pervasive and run through our bodies. And we all have it to one degree or another, because we all love our family and give our family our power because we love them. But you can love somebody and not give them your power too. But we tend to inherit a lot of beliefs and a lot of resistance from our environment, and then they inherit it from theirs, and on and on and on. And like I say, very rarely does anybody intend to make it difficult for you to live the life of your dreams. It's just who we are, and we do it to other people. If you are a parent, I guarantee you are doing that to your child as well. I know I've done that to my child, and that's going to take some undoing on his part as he gets older. Do I mean to? Absolutely not. Look at me. I'm sitting here going like, you can do it. Everything is great. But it's part of the human condition. It's part of the human experience to have to create resistance. We're here to bust out of the box and have the experience of busting out of the box and being all we can be. Okay, that aside. So how do we get into the energetic receiving mode? It's really simple. Presence. You get present. You get into the faith of it. You let go of the form by being completely present and getting comfortable with the feeling. You stay in a place of faith and trust and not worrying and knowing that everything is going to turn out exactly fine for you. And here's how I know this, okay? So several months ago, I had an opportunity to go to England, and I was so excited. I love to travel, guys. It's like my favorite thing, and I just love to get out and explore the world. And every time I have an opportunity, I'm jumping all over it. So I got to go to England. Now, as you can imagine, I was saving up money, and I was running specials, and I was really excited to be bringing in money. And in conjunction, I've been working on putting together a retreat with a couple of other fantastic ladies. And in fact, you should check out this retreat. If you're a fabulous woman out there and you're anywhere near this Northern California area, we're doing something in Soda Springs. It's called Feeding the Mind, Body, Spirit. All right, you can find more about that in my group or on my Facebook page too, or go to feedingmbs.com. So this is a really exciting retreat, and we're really excited to put it on. I was hyper-focused financially on getting the spending money that I needed and wanted to go to England to spend some time with my family and travel around the country with my son. And it was the last day I was running the special, and I felt like I was a couple $100s short, honestly, of what I needed for England. So I was busy sending emails and on Facebook and talking to people and seeing what I could do to help people and then get that monetary exchange, and so I could take off to England. And I got a text message from one of the ladies who that I've been working with, and there was some confusion about when we needed to pay for the house that we needed to that we were going to do the retreat at. And I had thought I had, I don't know, a month, that was if I had a month or two to pay for it. I didn't have to worry about it. And I got a text message that, you need, X amount of dollars, which for me was huge, by day after tomorrow. And I just looked at that text message, and this incredible fear and dread overcame me, and it was so excruciating and so overwhelming. I did something I'd never done before. I said, nope. And I put the phone down. I said, not going to worry about it. Can't worry about it. I'm trying to go to England and have this trip, and I have to, pull out more money than I have put together for England for this retreat. And on top of that, I had this horrible sensation, I'm going to be letting these ladies down if I don't do my fair share. This is not good. So I just went, no. And it was such a big no and so overwhelming emotionally for me that I did something I'd never been able to do before. I pushed it out of my mind so completely. I didn't think about it for the whole day. All I did was think about what I was doing and focus on the trip to England and how much fun I was going to have and how much I was looking forward to seeing my family, who I haven't seen in a decade. My cousins, and my grandmother was turning 90. And I focused on serving the people who came to me and said, yes, I will take your special. I will take advantage of your special. Have fun in England. And by the end of the day, I had not only created what I needed to go to England comfortably, I had somehow managed to bring in enough so that I could pay for my share of the retreat, all in about 5 hours. And all I did was put it out of my head so completely and get it out of my purview and get into presence with what I was doing and how I wanted to feel. And bam, it showed up. And that was my big first indication that, oh my gosh, this is magical. This stuff works, and this is how it works. So getting present in the joy and getting present in the faith, that's how you get into that energetic receiving mode. All right? And now I'm going to give you a little exercise today to help you get to that place on your own. That's not an easy place to get to. It takes practice to get there. And so don't beat yourself up as you're working on this and you're working through this. But I tell you, it will be worth it. It will transform your life when you're able to spend more and more time in that really beautiful energetic receiving mode, okay, in that place of presence, in that place of faith, and that place of really refusing to worry about what's happening. Because when you don't worry about it and you have faith, everything shows up as it needs to show up. Does it show up the way you want it to? Not usually, no. Does it show up, how you expect it to? Definitely not. But it shows up. You're always going to be taken care of in the moment. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a stockpile of cash. Maybe things happen for a while as they need to happen in kind of a last-minute fashion. But it will happen. And here's how I'm going to get you there, okay? So once again, you're going to take your desire. Let's review this exercise one more time. Take the desire, the form, and figure out how you want to feel, okay? For me, when I was going to England, I wanted to feel happy and alive and free and all of these things. When I had that note come in about you need to pay X amount of dollars, which for me was a lot by this day, immediately went to all of those negative feelings. But I didn't want to feel that way. I wanted to feel no worry and no stress. And that became paramount to me when I looked at that, and it became so overwhelming. All right. So you've got your piece of paper and you've got your core, how you want to feel in your life. And you're doing your best to let go of what that looks like. You're doing your best to let go of the red Corvette. All right. Now here's the exercise for you. You're going to sit down and you're going to set your timer for 1 minute and 8 seconds. Just 1 minute and 8 seconds. You're going to take a few deep breaths. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to hit start on your timer. And for only 1 minute and 8 seconds, you're going to feel that feeling and not worry about where it comes from or what it looks like. If that feeling for you is happiness, you sit down and you are determined to feel happy for just 1 minute and 8 seconds. That's it. If you want to feel free, you set that timer and you feel freedom, complete freedom for 1 minute and 8 seconds. And when the timer goes off, you have full permission to go back to whatever it is you want to feel. Slip into resistance, panic, whatever you need to do. You give yourself permission to do to let go and feel what you need to feel. But with practice, this 1 minute and 8 seconds will gradually turn into a longer and longer and longer time period until you're spending more and more of your time in that place of receiving, in that place of presence, in that place of this is how I feel, even without what I think is going to give it to me, even without the form that I believe is to only give me this feeling. So that's added to your me time. The last couple of shows I've talked about carving out me time for yourself, which is so important first thing in the morning, if you possibly can, is just sit there and spend time with yourself and spend time focusing on self and taking care of yourself on a spiritual and emotional level. So an exercise I gave you the first series of this episode was keep a daily gratitude list. The next is to understand the feeling underneath your form. And now you add this 1 minute and 8 seconds to your me time, which is sitting there in the feeling you want to have in total presence, embodying and living that feeling. And when you wake up, the universe is going to start to build the form in your life that will give you that feeling, that will compound that feeling, I should say. Okay, so that's a lot to digest. And again, if you have questions, you can call in now, 657-383-1895, and you press 1 to get into the queue so you can ask your question. You can also call in for a mini reading. Or if you don't feel comfortable getting on the show, that's okay too. Go to my Facebook group. It's Living in Partnership with Spirit, and you can post your question there. You can comment on the link to the show, or you can just post it to the group for anybody to respond to. That's totally great. So now we're going to start taking callers. I'm very excited. And our first caller is coming from area code 650. Hi, 650.
Hi, Ingrid. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Miranda.
Hi, Miranda. Nice to meet you. What can I do for you today?
Oh, I'd love a mini reading.
Okay. Anything in particular you'd like me to look at?
No, whatever pops up.
Okay, great. I feel pulled to pull a card for you. Pull a card. How do you feel about that? You want a card pull?
Sure.
I think it's going to be really great. Oh, honey. Okay, so I pulled the Three of Swords for you. Are you familiar with tarot at all?
I am. Yes.
Okay, so you understand the Three of Swords is the ouchie card, okay? But here's what's on the other side of it. I looked on the bottom of the deck and I pulled the Sun. The Sun is the happy card. So you've got the heartbreak card, the happy card. So what this tells me is, and the thing about swords, Miranda, swords are in the mind. Swords represent the mind. So everything, a lot of what you feel, a lot of the heartbreak in your life, anything that's showing up in your life that is causing you grief, a lot of it has to do with how you're thinking about it. And the Sun, of course, is about happiness and joy, but more importantly, it's about the choice to be happy and to be joyful. So you have an opportunity here to start to shift your thinking a little bit. It doesn't mean that what you're experiencing isn't real. It is real. But there's a way that you can shift your thinking to start to see the blessing in disguise with the circumstances that show up in your life that cause you grief and heartache.
That was the past. I'm surprised it's even showing up at all because I'm in a very different place.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Well, then perhaps it's confirming for you that that's what you've done, is you've been able to adjust your thinking and get to a better place with it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Miranda. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right. Next caller is area code 831. Hi, 831.
Hello, my name is Lisa, and I'm calling from California. And I'm calling in regards to the changes that I'm wanting in my life. And I did feel that shift. So
right.
It's with the relationships with my beautiful husband, finding a new career, working with schedules, life.
Right, life, all that stuff. Wow. Yeah, it's been really intense, hasn't it?
Yes.
The last couple of weeks, I don't think I've ever felt the energy so strongly as I did the last couple of weeks. I know it knocked me on my butt.
I know.
We've got a little bit of
my son has even mentioned it. So.
Oh, really? Wow, Mom. Well, we've got a little bit of a break now, a little bit of a, not a lull, but an uptick in the energies, which you can take advantage of. If you were listening at the beginning of the show, you heard those spiritual energies forecast. Did you catch that?
Oh, I listened to the whole thing. I'm looking forward to listening to your lessons from the previous podcast.
Oh, fantastic. Good. So, this week is to take advantage of that uptick in energy, because we're going to get hit again. The pendulum is just going to keep swinging, and we've got a lot processing. But what I can tell you right now, I think this will help answer your question, is we're in a place where we're really being called to step into our authenticity, to really be who we are meant to be, to be who our divine self wishes us to be in this physical experience. And the way that shows up for people is you're going to be, there's going to be contrast showing up in your life to help you slip into that place of authenticity. If you've something, this is something I feel like you've been working on, and I feel a lot of energy on the left side of my body, and it feels like you've been in heavy receiving mode, which feels really good. You've been receiving a lot, and I feel a little bit less. It's lighter on the right side of my body. So what that tells me is it is time for you to start taking action on on what you have been receiving. So downloads you've been receiving, or information you've been receiving. There's something to be built and created in your life, and it's ripe in time for you to take action on that. Does that help?
It does, because I am seeking a new a career within in nursing / forensics. So been looking into that.
Ooh, exciting!
But I'm not sure if I want to go in the hospital setting or the correctional setting. So I'm battling odds here in hours.
Well,
and
right. Here's what you can do to help you with that decision is start feeling, take the two decisions, hospital versus correctional, and feel into the hospital and then feel into the correctional, and which decision feels lighter in your body? Which decision makes you feel physically lighter? That's the path forward for you.
Okay, lighter.
Yeah, so instead of using your head to make lists and figure it out, you're not being asked to figure it out, you're being asked to feel it. Feel which one feels lighter, and that's going to be the happiest path for you. The one that'll give you. I'm
a newlywed, so is this going to be any influence in our marriage or relationship?
Congratulations. That's great. When did you get married?
Thank you. Well, we are going on 2 years, but I still call us newlyweds because we just feel like we wish we've always met each other sooner. There was always that, gosh, sooner.
Well, it happens 50s. when it's supposed to happen. I'm really happy for you, and I feel like you're always going to be newlyweds, if that makes sense. That feels really good. As far as your career and the impact it has on your marriage, I don't feel like you have anything to worry about there. I feel like there's support and admiration for you coming from your partner, especially that admiration piece. I really like that a lot. It feels like he admires you, and he admires your go get it and your professionalism and everything that you embody in your career feels like a point of admiration for him. So I would not worry about that at all.
Okay, super. And my son?
And your son?
Well,
what do you want me to look at specifically there?
He's teenage years and battling his father. I don't like saying ex-husband. His father. And there's been a lot of power play. I feel like there's no dimmer switch with my son.
Well, he's a teenage boy, right? Teenagers are determined to have their own experience. And this is where you learn as a parent to allow them to be the individuals that they are, because you no longer have any control or even soothing for them as they go through their experience. It's a whirlwind, it's chaotic, and it's going to continue to be that way. And this is your job is to hands off, and in so much as you can. We still have to take care of our children when they're, like legally, right?
No, but I believe in him
as much as
his
you can.
Own karmic, his own karmic experiences. Okay, now what are you going to do? Choices, chances, and consequences. He knows my motto. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's okay. It just, I feel a lot of chaos around him, and that's the way it is when you're a teenager, because it's how they break free from the parents. You know, how they really individuate and become truly responsible for themselves.
Okay. All righty. We'll
All
deal
right.
with it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for your guidance. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, Lisa. You have a great day. Okay. We have next caller is area code 631. Hello, 631.
Yes, hi. My name is Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. What can I do for you today?
I went on an interview today for a teacher aide position, and then I have an interview next Friday for a teacher aide position. Do you see me getting any one of those or a different position for September, like school starts September 5th?
Mm-hmm. Okay. When you talked about the one today and the one next week, I automatically assigned the one today to my right side and the one in next week to my left side. And the right side feels lighter and better. So I feel like the interview today was a success, and you will be hearing back from them.
Oh, they said that I won't hear but there was like they're interviewing all week, and there's only one position open, and they probably won't get back to me till next week. Okay,
but it feels good. It feels light. It feels like you'll hear back from them.
Oh, yeah? So you think I have it?
It feels good. Feels light.
Can I ask one more quick question? Do you see a boyfriend coming in?
Hang on. Shift of energies there. I don't feel that in your immediate surroundings. It feels like there's other things that you're focusing on, or that you're meant to be focusing on.
Well, maybe in a few months or so.
Sure. I mean, you know, it's we have a lot of control over what we pull into our lives. You know, in terms of our relationships and our career, more than we realize that we do. So if you want to pull in a relationship, you know, have you been listening to the manifesting series that we've been talking about on the show? Great.
Yeah.
So if a relationship is what you're looking to pull in, or how you want a relationship to make you feel, keep following along on this, and you'll get all the tools that you need to start to create the energetic space for that, to pull in the person who's really going to give you.
All right, I can do that.
The dreams of life.
I just applied to a bus company and to do food service work, but I don't really think those two things are for me, so I'm hoping I get a teacher aide job.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels really good.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, you're so welcome. You have a great day.
Bye.
All right, our next caller is area code 480. How you doing, 480?
Doing well, thanks.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Mike.
Hi, Mike. What can I do for you?
Well, question. Just went through and had an accident, automobile accident on Friday night. And, a couple days observation, in the hospital and so forth. And I've already got some attorneys looking into it and things like that for me in regards to recovery of, financially. And I was just kind of looking at some insight of there could be, the signals were out, so I don't know if there's an avenue in regards to, something with the city. But overall, do you kind of see like some sort of financial victory in this sense?
Gotcha. Okay. So immediately what I'm feeling, and I'm sorry, you said your name was Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So I'm feeling something. I'm feeling a clog in my throat right now, and it's a tightening up. It's not wanting to talk. I feel like when you're dealing with the officials, you're dealing with the city, you're going to initially deal with not wanting to speak to you, not wanting to talk. And what I see immediately is like one of those. Oh gosh, what is the name of it? You know how when in the little the tops of in the street, you see those round metal tops and you pry them open to get into the sewer. What I mean. And the tool that you use to pry. The tool that you use to pry those open, a long bar. I'm seeing a prying open motion with a long bar like that with getting leverage. It's about it's about leverage to pry that open. So I feel like it's a really good thing that you have a lawyer, and you're going to need that in order to sort of pry the mouths open and get people talking to you, because I feel like there's going to be some very tight lips there, and not wanting to talk and not wanting to address it and kind of wanting to, sort of the bureaucratic paperwork will be snowed down upon you. But I feel like you have help, you have leverage there, and use that leverage to pry it open. Does that make sense with with the experience that you're having?
Yeah, it literally just started the process. I talked to through a referral from a friend of mine who's extremely successful in high-end real estate. I talked to an attorney, and he's just like, kind of, are you missing a leg, type of thing. Because again, at a high level in regards to the quality of representation, nobody's really going to jump through those type of hoops unless there's a big payday type of thing. Then of course I'm fine. Right. In some regard.
Right. So it feels like you do have some leverage, so kind of figure out what that is and have somebody on your side to help pry that open. But it does feel like quite a lot of work. Yeah. You decide whether you want to go through with that.
Yeah, no, exactly. But generally with also too with just the basic insurance stuff, you see any hiccups or anything like that with the way I'm proceeding? Right, that's what we're proceeding with right now.
No, that feels fine. I'm really feeling it with what I'm feeling is that tightened throat and that locked lips with with city officials, sort of, with government. Sure. That's what it feels like to me. Insurance feels fine. It feels smooth.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
All right, you're so welcome, Mike. You have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay. Next caller, area code 940. How we doing, 940?
Hi there. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, no problem. What's your name?
My name's Tammy. I appreciate the first segment of the show. It really helped me a lot. It just so happened to be I'm exactly in that spot, is getting comfortable of not resisting, I guess is the way to say it. Oh, that's great. I'm really glad to hear that. That makes me so happy. Good. I was actually dealing with that before I got on this call, but do you see any other areas of resistance that I might have that I need to work on? Okay, yeah, I feel it around your fitness. Do you have fitness? Okay. Like body stuff? I feel resistance in that area. And what I'm seeing the scene of you like putting on running shoes and running down the street and really not enjoying it. That's the scene that I'm seeing. Whether that's literal or not, I don't know. But I feel like you're trying to do things, or there's resistance around your body and how you're feeling about your body and your fitness level and getting fit, and not really wanting to, go for a run to get fit. Right. That's what it feels like to me. So I'm feeling into this and see if I can give you some really concrete advice on how to get out of that resistance, because it's really not about what you do to get fit. It's about getting to that place of energetic receiving that we talked about, and then you'll want to do something. You'll be inspired to do something to get fit, something fun, something like I see water, swimming. It feels really fun, but not just like swimming laps. That kind of thing feels really boring for you. It feels like going for a run or getting on the treadmill or doing laps. This is boring stuff. There are a lot of other options out there, and you're going to be able to see some really fun options as you start to get into that energetic receiving, which we talked about earlier. Is getting really present and doing that exercise that I talked about earlier, which is feeling how you want to feel in your body. How you want your body to feel. You can just sit there and not worry about how you're feeling, what you feel like is quote really unquote going on with your body and your physical fitness, and get into, this is how I want my body to feel. And I just came up with something that just hit me like a ton of bricks. Have you ever tried rock climbing? Not the actual rock climbing, but hiking, yes. Yeah, well, rock climbing, I don't know, that feels really fun to me. Something like with a group, exciting, exhilarating, get your adrenaline pumping. And actually, as your adrenaline starts pumping, that itself helps you get fit, which I did not know until I just did this reading for you. So that's pretty cool. Okay. But adrenaline will really help you. So that's what came to me immediately. That's one of the things I've been working on, is that adrenal gland, getting it some support. So, okay.
Good.
I'm supposed to be, receiving the funds and getting some funding advertisers for a TV project, and that's caused a lot of stress. I think that's caused this issue that I'm having with my body, but I've tried to eliminate it, and I trust, I have faith, but I'm going to do this exercise. I think that would help. I think that's the next step for me. I really do. But do you see that is coming through? It's coming to fruition, and I am successful at letting go of any expectation.
Right, which I understand is a really difficult thing for all of us humans to do. It's not like, just let it go. It's no problem. It's like, okay, this is a process. So,
it's quite hard.
It is pretty hard, and I actually feel dollars coming to you. I see a 3, and I don't know if it's a 3 number, but it feels like 3 figures or 3 something. Three. I see 3, and then I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time seeing exactly what that means. So I'm just going to leave you with that and not try and fumble through an interpretation for you. But I see 3. So 3. It's not the number 3. It's 3 numbers. Okay, so it feels like there's maybe 3 sources of financial, financial help coming your way. So keep an open mind of where those can come from too. Traditional channels for funding for these kind of things are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. More and more people are going the non-traditional route to fund these kind of things and to put these kind of things in, maybe not a TV network, but maybe a YouTube channel or a Netflix series or, something like that. So be open and be expansive and get into this exercise as well. But it does feel good that these things that the funding will come your way and this project will get off the ground and running as you let go more and more of how you think it's supposed to look. And here's what I will tell you. It won't look like TV when you were a kid. That's what I get really strongly. It won't look like that. It'll be better. It'll be crisper. It'll be cleaner. It'll be more bigger than you can imagine, bigger than you can go.
Okay. Thank you
Alrighty.
so much.
You're so welcome. You have a great day.
Are you having another manifesting show next week?
I am, yeah. Oh, well, next week is my special show, so we're taking a little bit of a break. Actually, let me just double check my calendar.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, I lied. Next week, yes, I'm having a manifesting show. And then the week after that, I'm having a special show with a panel of guests. So more manifesting next week. Please join.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great day. Okay, our next caller is 856, area 856.
Hi, Ingrid. This is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Oh, thank you. My question is about career and getting a house. So I'm looking for continuous employment so that I can get my home.
All right. Let me feel into that. Oh, hang on. It feels a little bit slippery to me. So let me just take a minute and go silent for a moment and feel into this. Okay, so what I'm getting for you, Laura, is it's really important in your career, and in order to be successful, you won't make money unless you follow your heart, unless you really do what you love, unless you really pursue what makes your heart sing. And I mean substantial money. You can make a living, but, doing whatever it is you need to do. But what's really important for you in your career is to follow that heart pull, follow the heartstrings, because that's how you start to bring in more money than you think you are capable of bringing in. And that's what gets you everything you need, not just the house, but a whole lot of other resources can come to you that way as well. So be really aware of what you love and doing what you love, and be careful not to slip into doing what you feel like you need to do or you feel like is the way.
Are they giving you any idea what they are referring to for doing what I love?
That's where you feel into this. Feel into what you're doing right now. Pay attention. Your heart center is really big and open and powerful. And you're being asked not to be told what to do, but to feel what to do. Because when you feel into your heart, when you feel into that, this is what I love space, that's when things start to speed up for you. That's when things start to come together for you. So
until I figure that out, and I'm doing what I do in my career, I just want to know.
How does your career make you feel? Are you happy in your career? Does it make your heart, sort of open up and be alive? Do you go into work every day feeling open, feeling connected?
No, I don't.
No? Okay, so... But it's what you need to do, right?
Right. So, but I need to be able to transition gradually over. But in the meantime, I have to be able to make enough money before I transition over. Because I might be able to do graphic arts or something because I'm artistic and I like that. But I have to go to school and learn how to do all of that and get the software, and all that costs money and time. So I do a lot of contract work.
So Laura,
were you to do that? Right, but I need to make the money.
Did you listen to the show today?
No.
Did you listen to the show today?
No.
You didn't? Okay.
No.
What I would like you to do is go back and review this show. It's going to be archived on Spreaker.com and on Blog Talk Radio. So go back and listen to the show, because this is exactly what we were talking about today with our topic. We've been going through a manifesting series, and manifesting is a spiritual practice. And today we talked about, today and last week are really important shows for you. We talked about the feeling, how you need to feel, versus the form, what you believe you need in order to feel that way. So there's some really good exercises that you can use to start to identify what it is that is going to make you happy. Identify how you want to feel, and then from identifying how you want to feel, then you start to see and understand, and the form that will provide that happiness for you starts to take shape. So you don't actually have to do anything different right now. What Spirit is trying to get to you is you can go deeper, you can have a bigger life. And you do that with some really simple exercises in the morning, just how you want to feel exercises. So I would love for you to go through and listen to the last couple of shows and hear the lessons in this show on manifesting and how to bring this about into your life in a powerful and a short period of time.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. Well, you have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, we have time for just one more caller, and it's going to be area code 917. Hi, 917. Are you there, 917?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you. Hello.
My name is Ashil.
Hi, Ashil. What can I do for you?
I'm going through some intense internal changes, and I'm just trying to see, I know something's coming up, so I'm trying to figure out what's coming up for me.
What's coming up for you? So what's down the line? Okay. I'm going to do a card spread for you because it feels really good to make this physical for you because there's a lot of ethereal stuff going on. So I'm just pulling 3 cards, the past, present, and future. So here's what I get for you. The past, I pulled the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is about our intuition. It's about knowing ourselves and knowing the answer within ourselves and really understanding what that is. And that right there, that getting to know yourself is going to cause a lot of upheaval, Hashil, because you are being called to look at pieces of yourself that you haven't looked at, things you've known about, but they haven't really been up to the surface yet. In the present, I have the Ace of Swords. So the swords are about the mind, okay? And the Ace of Swords is about getting clear on how you think about things. So you're going through a lot of mental turmoil right now as you get really clear on how you think about the world, how you think about yourself, how you think about your circumstances and your experiences in life. And as you're getting that clarity, that can be very harsh because swords are harsh because the mind is harsh. And so there's a cutting away happening of all the stuff that's not serving you anymore. And if you listen to the whole show, you would have heard me with the spiritual energies forecast for this week. Tomorrow's a really good day to revisit your belief set. You know, what inherited beliefs, what beliefs about yourself and your life and your past and your present and your future you have inherited from your parents or your culture or you know, what have you. So that's what's going on with you right now. And that, you know, anything that has to do with the mind and cutting away at the mind is a very jarring process because our mind is a trickster. It's very useful. It's useful in execution and getting things done, but it's a terrible leader. So it's really kind of, you know, jabbing at you right now. But you have an opportunity to get really clear on what you're thinking and how you're thinking about things. So stay the course because this is going to be worthwhile for you. Now, coming up in the future, what I see is you being blasted out of your comfort zone. And this is because you're going to have some radical thoughts and radical ideas, and they're new, and they're yours, and it's going to be like, wow, okay, this is my new worldview. And it's so much bigger and so much more vast than what I have been living. So yes, this is a really tumultuous time for you because you are expanding. You are expanding in your heart and your mind and expanding who you are on a really deep level and having the opportunity, in fact, you're definitely going to be living a more expanded life. And I just pulled another card for you just as a fun little clarifier, and I pulled the Magician. And the Magician means that you have the power to create anything you want in your life. You have all the tools. You have incredible powers of persuasion and communication when you want them. So take these tools that you have, everything that you have in your arsenal, and put it to effect in your life and really focus on you and your life and your growth and your expansion.
That makes a lot of sense.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, thank you, Ashil. And I'm going to wrap us up now because we are on the hour. And thank you so much for calling in. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And you have a wonderful day. All right. Okay, so that's all we have for today's show, and I'm just going to rush through my little closing here because I always want to make sure to thank my producer, Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman of Goldilocks Productions. Okay, so find my show and a whole slew of other shows that she produces on Spreaker.com, archived there, or also on iHeartRadio. That's Goldilocks Production with a Y. Thank you for listening in today, for listening to the lesson, for listening to me talk about manifesting and drive us all forward in some special way. It's been such a pleasure to share with you, and thank you for those who called in with your questions. We're continuing on with our Manifesting as a Spiritual Practice series next week on August 22nd, followed by the last Tuesday of the month will be our Medium Meetup, so don't miss that. And once again, you can find me on my website, IngridHTurner.com, IngridHTurner.com, and please feel free to join the Facebook group. It's Living in Partnership with Spirit. So thank you so much again. What a pleasure, and I'm so looking forward to diving in again next week. Much love to you.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.